Hi, welcome to Legislative Report. I'm State Representative Mindy Fee from the 37th District, and we're here today. We're going to get a tour of Refreshing Mountain, located at Stevens, Pennsylvania. It's in Clay Township in the district, and I'm excited. It's going to be a great day, so come along and see what adventures are in store for us. So we're here poolside on this beautiful morning, and we're joined by Marlon, the owner of Refreshing Mountain. Thank you, Marlon, for joining us.
You're welcome. It's good to be here.
What a beautiful morning we have. Tell me a little bit about the overview of Refreshing Mountain. What all's here?
Well, we do retreats for large groups, but we also have facility for small groups or for families. So we have a facility for housing for bed. We have about 400 beds, and we have 2 gyms, and we have ball fields and basketball, and we have volleyball outside, volleyball inside. And we have the swimming pool, of course, and we have the canopy tour, the zip lines.
That's great. And you were the creator of all this. So tell me about the beginning. How did it come to be, and how long has it been in existence?
We bought the facility. It used to be called Circle T Ranch. It was owned by Lancaster Youth for Christ. And it was a facility that was set and empty when we bought it, and we've been here about 30 years.
30 years. And obviously we didn't start at this size. You were telling me a few moments ago about the swimming pool and how you expanded it. But was it just step by step, or what was the beginning part?
When we came here, there was the house that we lived in was just a small cottage. And there was the day we moved in, there was no running water, there was no electricity, nothing was turned on. And so it was about a couple weeks of that. And then we remodeled one building after another, and every year we were able to make expansions and then make improvements and to where it is today.
It's beautiful. So you live right here on the camp?
Yes, we live right here.
And do you have a family that you raised here?
We have 8 children. They all work. Most of them work here, and yeah, it's great. We have grandchildren, and they're here also. So it's nice to have the family around us.
That's great. It seems like such a family-oriented place. So I know you had talked about large groups, but do individual families come and enjoy it? And can they come for the day, or can they come and just use the pool? Tell me a little bit about how people use the facility.
Okay. Yes, the pool is open to the community from 12 to 7 every day. And so you can get a community pass. You can come for the day. Or if you're here as a retreat, you get to use it also. We also have cabins we rent out to families so that they can come for an overnight or for a couple days and get a camping experience without owning a camper.
That's great. So now we're here at the lodges, and Marlon had talked about it being a family business, which I love and appreciate very much. So we have Justin with us here, who is Marlon's son. So welcome, Justin.
Thank you. Good to be here.
You bet. I know Marlon has his house here, and you grew up on at the retreat. Are you still living here, or?
I am, yeah. There are 3 families that are on call for properties for retreats that we have here or needs as they arise. So yeah, there are 3 different families, and I'm one of them. Marlon's is the other, and then there's a third employee that has a family close by. So we share on-call duties that way, and just response times as needed. Yeah, there's 3 properties or 3 families on the property.
I was going to say, when you're here, they put you on call 24 hours a day sometimes.
It's true. Yes, it's a good place to work, but sometimes you don't leave work. So yes.
So the lodges look like they are built amongst the trees. Absolutely beautiful. Can you tell me a little bit about the accommodations that we're standing by?
Yeah, there are 27 rooms here. Each room will sleep up to 6 people. They have a queen-size bed and a second, like a futon that lays out to a double bed, and also 2 bunks. So they're designed for family retreats. There are 2 rooms are fully handicap accessible. They're, like you said, they're at the top of the property, so they have a gorgeous view out through the rest of the facilities down through the valley, especially in the fall when the leaves are changing, in the springtime when there's flowering trees in the area. It's just a very scenic part of the property.
I'm sure you come here 4 times a year and get a different feeling through each season, because it's just gorgeous.
Each day, especially a day like today, it's just extra nice to be here. And I didn't mention there's a conference room on the bottom portion of one of the buildings here that will seat about 100 people. So these are very nicely suited for large family events, up to 100, 120 people, church gatherings that'll do couples retreats or family retreats, young adult events for churches, schools as well. We have a number of junior high, senior high classes that'll use these, or also the bunkhouses, which I think we'll see a little bit later, which are ideally suited for teen groups.
So tell me about the different accommodations. We have the lodges here, and then what are the other types of accommodations we have?
Yeah, the lodges are, like I said, hotel style, and we also have dorm style or bunk houses for about 240 people. They are carpeted, they're air conditioned, private bathrooms and showers in each facility, so they're not super rustic, but the idea is temporary community, bring a sleeping bag and a pillow along and share the experience with a number of other people for a weekend or 3-night retreat, something like that. So that's the bunk houses, and then I think it was mentioned before, we also have some cabins. We're developing more cabins that are individually rentable. Each cabin sleeps up to about 8 people, so they're really nicely suited for a single family or a group of friends that are looking for a weekend away.
That's truly the feeling I get here. I mean, it is such a family-oriented vacation, which to have right here in the 37th district, it's quite a little gem we have.
Yeah, we like to think of ourselves as a very family-oriented property, and we structure a lot of our policies around that. At the pool, we request modest bathing suits. It's an alcohol-free facility. We have a modest dress code on property, so we do try and do a number of things to structure it to be a very wholesome, clean, inviting atmosphere, safe atmosphere for families with kids.
Yeah, it's great out here in nature. Can you go over the pricing, just general, so that people have an idea that are listening if they would want to come and stay?
Sure, and that's very seasonal, but I'll give you some general parameters. At the pool, a day admission is going to be between $5 and $7 a person, depending on the ages of the children and the adults. For zip lining, that can be anywhere from $30 a person up to $80 a person, depending how many people in the group and how large or what time of, if you're coming on a weekend or midweek, and which course you do. We have 2 different zip line courses to choose from. One has 5 zip lines, the other end has 7. It's a total of about a mile of zip lining. For retreats, we do most things by packages, and so a typical weekend retreat in the bunks might be around $100 a person. In the lodges, which are more hotel style, might be in the $130 to $160 range, depending how many people in the room and how many meals are part of the package. And then with cabin rentals, be around $150 a night per cabin, up to $220 a night during the prime season.
Okay. Where do the people come from that stay here? Are they locals, or do you pull from other areas?
We have, for the retreat side, it's about a 2-hour drive radius that we market to. For zip lining, about 3 hours. We see a lot of people that are coming into the area doing tourism with Lancaster County through the PA Dutch Visitors Bureau and other Lancaster attractions. They'll find the zip lines as a great opportunity, especially if they're traveling with teens or younger children in their groups. So that's about a 3-hour draw, and then certainly the pool and some other things are more of a local draw for the immediate area of 20-30 minute drive.
And you had touched a little bit about your marketing. Tell me how you reach out to people to try and find them, to bring them here as your business.
Sure. PA Dutch Visitors Bureau has been a great resource for us with marketing. Do a lot with internet marketing and Google AdWords, brochures, and for retreats, it's a lot of direct market campaign to people that we would identify as decision makers for churches and for businesses.
That's great. So it is a great complex. Where are we off to next?
I think we're going to head down to the dining hall, see where the food service is located, and see how that works. We run banquets for corporations during the holiday season, and certainly we have buffet-style meals on site throughout whenever a group schedules a meal. So.
Great. Let's head there next. So, Marlon, we're here at the dining hall, and I'm sure they're very, very busy in there serving breakfast. They obviously serve 3 meals a day. How many people does the dining hall seat?
The dining hall seats 300 people. Actually, I think it seats 400, but we have 300 chairs in there. Just gives more room. And we serve buffet style. And we can open it up as to 4 lines if we need to, if it's full.
So nobody goes away hungry. They just keep right moving. So obviously it's for all the people that stay here. But do you use the dining hall? Do you rent it out? Can people have weddings here, or what other kind of functions can happen?
Yes, we can do any event like a wedding or birthday parties, or we can cater corporate events.
Oh, that's fun. I mean, it's a beautiful area for a wedding. Does your own staff help set the menu and decide what we're having for the day?
You have options you can choose from. We give guideline to that, and then we try to get as close to what you ask for as we can to what we have available at the time.
Oh, that's perfect. So before we head down to the cabin, we got to get a glimpse inside, and you said there's been some recent renovations in here and some changes because you're growing. Can you tell me a little bit about those?
Sure. About 3 years ago, we took the wall. There was right behind me here. There was a wall, and there was a meeting room on the other side. So we removed that wall, raised the ceiling a little bit, and added onto the dining area. And then we added a new vestibule in the end with new handicap restrooms, and which brought this building up to code. And when we first came here, the serving area, as you see, was the kitchen. So the kitchen was really small. The walk-in cooler and everything was in that space. So when we were able to add the kitchen into the back, then we made this the serving area.
Oh, that's perfect. Well, I'm glad to see you keep expanding and growing, and I heard there's more coming up, so we'll hear about that at the next location.
Okay, let's go to the cabins.
Thanks.
Did you know that on May 25, 1905, the Statue of Commonwealth was installed on top the Capitol Dome in Harrisburg? Simply called Commonwealth, the bronze cast statue weighs in at 4 tons and stands over 14 feet high. In 1904, Roland Hinton Perry was chosen to sculpt this artistic figure, which he referred to as the symbolic embodiment of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Capitol architect Joseph Houston designed this bronze masterpiece with her right arm extending to symbolize kindness and with her left arm holding a ribbon mace symbolizing justice. During her decades of overlooking the city of Harrisburg, Commonwealth has endured periods of harsh weather leading to her deterioration and need for restoration. Prior to her refurbishing in 1997, Commonwealth was last restored in the 1940s. Under the direction of Rathgeber Goss Associates, the Commonwealth statue has undergone restoration and regilding to the form originally envisioned by her sculptor. Since being replaced on top the Capitol Dome in 1998, Commonwealth now graces the state capitol building. Now you know.
So, Justin, we're here at the cabins, and this is where you're expanding and growing, and there's a lot of different things going on. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, we have, for years, we had seasonal campsites available for people with RVs. And the last number of years, we've noticed kind of a trend with gas prices going up and people not being able to travel as much with those. And just with some of the facets of our property, that they were not being used as much as we thought they could be. We also saw a need for or an interest in cabin rentals with people that might have had an RV before but sold that and now still looking for a place to get away. So we are transitioning our seasonal sites into 2-room cabins. They're very nice, very comfortable. Each has 2
They're
bedrooms.
actually beautiful.
All wood interiors, climate controlled, bathroom, a full kitchen, and a dining area. One of them currently has a finished basement, which will seat about 20 people. So it's really nice, say, for a group of families to rent each gets their own cabin, but then they can use the basement area as a game room area or just kind of a place to hang out with everybody. Using that for elders retreats, for churches, for planning events, for businesses. A lot of different uses for the cabins.
Did you say there's kitchens so people can do their own cooking in these cabins?
Each cabin is fully furnished with utensils and cooking ware, and there's a stovetop and a microwave and an oven, or not an oven, I'm sorry, but a stovetop and a fridge and a freezer, and utensils for up to 8 people. So yes, people that are here have the option to do their own food service in the cabins, or they can purchase a meal plan in the dining hall. They have either option.
And tell me a little bit about the expansion going on. How many cabins are we building on this site, and are they local, or I mean, are they close by, or are they moving out?
They'll all be right in the same area, so nice and close to each other. There will be a total of 13. We're planning to build 4 more this fall, and hopefully then wrap up the project next fall. We usually do our construction projects each fall. In this area also this fall, we're going to be building another large conference room that'll seat about 200 people, and that will serve as another large group space if a group rents all the cabins, or maybe bunks in cabins. Just kind of gives us some options in terms of providing the conference needs for those types of groups.
And your father told me he's usually the general contractor on these jobs, and they're all stick built, but I assume that you use local help when you're building. And
Absolutely, yeah. He coordinates all the pieces, but there's a lot of local contractors, subcontractors that get involved in the process when we do construction.
that's great, creating jobs. All right, I guess we're off to see the zip lines next.
That's the place we're headed next, the place you've been waiting for. So.
Thanks. So, Justin, we're here at the Activity Center with lots of high ropes and people using them. Do different groups, organizations come in, and how's this area used?
Yeah, this area is used by lots of schools for day trips. We have a lot of activities we can offer in the environmental science and nature education component, as well as high ropes, team building, adventure recreation options. So behind us here we have a climbing tower. We're looking at the reverse side of that, but there are 4 different elements or climbing difficulty levels on that tower. It's about 35 feet high. Up here above us is the high ropes obstacle course, which is part of one of our zip line canopy tours. That can also be done as a separate element if you don't want to do the zip lining. Down over here at a landing we have what's called a giant swing, which is like a swing on a swing set, but it's a 35-foot pendulum. So you get harnessed into the apparatus and hoisted to the apex of the one side, and then you'll quick release and you'll swing back and forth. Down in the woods we have a paintball target shooting range. We're not shooting at live targets, but just getting the experience of using paintball markers. And then we also have slingshots and archery and orienteering. A lot of different types. The goal of the property is get people out and enjoy nature, enjoy the woods and natural surroundings. So we have a lot of structured activities centered around that theme, and is used a lot for school trips in the spring and the fall. In the spring, as they're wrapping up school, as a great end of the year celebration. In the fall, a lot of team building that we'll do with sports teams and class trips that just want to get peer-to-peer relationships started and build friendships among students, and it's a great context in which to foster those friendships.
That's great. Tell me a little bit about the instructors here. Now, are they full-time on staff, and are they trained just for specific areas? Are they cross-trained within the whole complex, or?
Yeah, excellent question. We have a number of full-time staff that manage and facilitate the activities. They also do all of our inspections. We do regular inspections through the Department of Ag, the Rides and Measurements Division, just like an amusement park would do. We do daily inspections, daily walkthroughs, monthly, more thorough inspections, and third-party inspections as well. So our full-time staff are in charge of those pieces, as well as staffing and scheduling and those things. And then during the summer, we use a lot of seasonal help, very rigorous training, and very specific thresholds of hours they have to attain before they're qualified to be a instructor, a full-fledged instructor. They'll be in training for a number of weeks before they're out on their own with any of the activities that we have here.
So safety is a number one concern.
Absolutely. We like to say you might not feel safe, but you are safe. And so it's really a experience in trust, trusting things you can't control. Like I said, we're certified by Department of Ag. We have very rigorous training for those elements, and all of our From the engineering to the design, all is professionally done. On our zip lining specifically, we use a patented braking system. It's called a Zip Kia system, which works kind of like a hydraulic brake. Some older zip lines, other places, you have to take care of your own braking. So you have to control, make sure you're slowing down in time, you don't hit the platform that you're coming into, but that's not our design. Ours has a natural engineering component that just kind of naturally slows you down as you approach each platform, keeps things safe, and each, we have what we call double redundancy throughout the course, where you're hooked in at least two ways to any. So even if one restraint mechanism would fail, which has never happened, you'd have the backup in place if necessary. So things like that. In our high ropes component, we use what's called a continuous belay system. A number of high rope elements. In our older one, before we rebuild our course, you'd have to clip out and clip into each element separately while you're up in the trees. And if you do it properly, you're still safe because you're clipping into the new one before you're clipping out, but it has the risk of clipping out beforehand. So that's not the case with our system. Ours is one clip in and you're good for the whole way through. You don't have to re-clip.
It's continuous, so
Correct.
you're not responsible yourself up there. That's great.
Well, in addition to that, we have 2 tour guides at a minimum with every group that goes out, and they are the ones that are responsible for all of the safety related transfers. They make sure you're harnessed correctly. They do all the details and you just sit back and have a good time. So you will be safe. You may not feel safe though, and that's a common experience for people. It's just we'll do our part to keep you safe.
Tell me a little bit yet about the groups. So if you have a larger group come, can you still participate with this? Because I know it's I would think it would be kind of difficult, but not, or tell me how that works.
Absolutely not, and that's the value of having all the different activities. We'll usually handle about 15 to 20 people per element, so for larger groups, say 150, 200 people, split them into groups of 20, create a rotation schedule. They need to be here pretty much all day to get that to happen, but by the end of the day, they'll have rotated through the climbing tower, the zip lines, team building, paintball, archery, and done all of the activities. And it's a great day experience for large groups, large and small. But it's one of the drawing aspects for the conference center here, because we have really attractive rates for this type of activity to be added to a conference when they're here overnight. So usually groups of up to 200, not a problem for us on the activities on a typical day. And if we have more time, we can even get larger groups. So,
and even if I would like to come with my 2 children, we could come just 3 of us and hop aboard, right?
Absolutely. For smaller groups, I'll say groups of less than 8, the zip lining is your main opportunity for these types of activities. We have 2 courses to choose from, about a mile of zip lining between the 2 courses over 12 different zip lines. And those are available for groups of 8 or less people to come on site and enjoy those. You do need to have reservations ahead of time for those. We fill up sometimes weeks in advance, especially for weekends, especially this time of year. Everyone's trying to get in before they head back to college or to high school. So it is something you want to reserve ahead of time, but you do not have to be part of a large group to come on site to do those.
Great. Well, I thank you very much.
Yeah, well, I heard that you might be interested in ziplining. Is that true?
Well, I'm a little bit nervous, but I'll tell you, with your safety talk, you make me feel like I should definitely try it.
Well, we will take good care of you. Let's go get harnessed up.
Oh boy, thanks much.
Got you harnessed up here.
We sure do.
We're here with Nick Weaver, one of our tour guides, and he's going to tell you what you're going to be doing and take you from here.
Perfect. Thanks so much. Thanks for the tour the whole way around. All right, here comes the fun part.
Oh yeah. It's a lot of fun. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take you right up top in this platform right up there, and we're gonna hook you all up, and we'll zip out that zip line right out there. And once we get out there, we got our high ropes course that a lot of fun for you to play on. We got lots of different elements, challenge stuff for you to do. And then once we're done there, we'll zip out into the trees, and we got 4 more zip lines for you to do. A lot of fun. I'm sure you're really excited.
I am excited. I'm slightly nervous. Hands are a little bit sweaty, but I'm okay.
Yeah. Well, if you're ready to go, we can just head on right over here, and we'll get started.
Perfect. Thanks much.
safe.
Always
Okay,
safe.
and you can step right up in that top block there for me. Now I'm gonna adjust your tether to be the right length for you.
Okay.
So
Oh, and I'm safe as can be.
oh,
Safe
you're
as can be.
you're always safe. You're always clipped in. That's what we get. Why we have the two yellows here.
Okay.
Hey.
I'm excited.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sure it's a lot of fun. I like doing it. I do it every day. It's a lot
Do
of fun.
ya?
I enjoy it.
You probably go upside down. I'm not
Oh,
going
I go
upside down.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You sure you're not? You don't want to try that?
No, no upside down for me. Okay, and my hands are just free.
Yeah, if you want, you just hold onto the handlebars.
Okay.
And just step right off and just ride.
And just ride. Okay. All right. Listen, that's all the time we have today. I want to thank you for joining me today for the legislative report. I want to thank the Harnishes and Refreshing Mountain. What a great experience. I mean, it is a beautiful day, and you really need to come see this facility yourself. If you need anything, and if you have any questions for me, you can always contact my office. The number will be on the screen. You can follow me on the webpage or on Facebook, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks much, and wish me luck. Just step off. Okay.